Teach their own. That was the only way he was going to be able to get that raw out of there. Okay. We're going to do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Khumbakharna Conquest Guide for Smite support version. We have Odin. Okay, Odin is interesting because the sleep actually works really well with his ult. Not so much in the actual sleep itself, but being able to slow them down, which prevents them from really being able to dodge a lot of your attacks in the middle of that ring, anywhere in that ring, it's fine. But it makes it much easier to hit them, which sometimes people can struggle with even within the ring. Although they can only maneuver in a given area, it's still possible to dodge attacks and abilities like that, but not so much with the sleep. Oleron's slow, doesn't really coordinate too well with the sleep. I suppose if they wake up in the Oleron ult, it's going to be even slower, but not really a big deal. Same thing with Pele, it's not really a huge deal whether or not that she has a target to necessarily impact. She can just use it for catching up, or just as a prep as well. So it's not necessarily the biggest of deals there. Set. Okay, fair enough. Set, again, a lot of these particular gods, except possibly Odin, really don't necessarily need my crowd control to function the way that they want to, which is fine. It's perfectly alright. My crowd controls are going to be useful for keeping them alive and everything. What do we got? Rom and probably Fafnir is the duo. King Arthur obviously is the solo. Hun Batz is jungle. Fairly standard team comp. Ra's mid. Not really that much of a surprise. I don't think there's going to be any surprises here. Rom is pretty devastating though. But versus Oleron, it might be a pretty actually close fight there. I think they're fairly evenly matched. Maybe even slightly in favor of Oleron. That does make Fafnir's job building protections, at least in the early game, a little bit easier because I have magic damage. Oleron has magic damage. I mean, it's just going to be very easy for him to kind of predict that. But that's alright. We're going to go right into Sovereignty. We're going to go into 4 health potions. We're going to go into 2 mana potions. And we are going to go into, I think, Magic Shell first. I think that would be the best option at this point in time. So off we go into the Wild Blue yonder. And we'll see what happens. Alright, so clear this as quickly as possible. Hopefully we won't have to use a health potion to bring the health back up. We can clear this pretty quick and get Oleron to get into lane a little bit faster. That's the dream. Let's do a sexy dance. Let's see. Everyone's going to be in position, so that's good. That's good. Now, we also have to keep in mind that there is a very high probability that... Oh, wait, we have a mid lane set. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. But we have to keep in mind that there's the potential Ra will come and gank us fairly frequently because he does have a passive movement speed buff. Okay, that did not go nearly as well as I would hope. Yeah, this is going to get fairly ugly, I think. Put this down here for the moment. Yeah, we are slightly late to this party. Okay, that was a good play. She played that very well. Okay, that's going to put Ra down behind a little bit, which means we don't have to fear a gank quite as much from him at this point, which is fine. You can go right on ahead and stun me, Fafnir. I don't care at this point. Get the sleep next. Alright. Yeah, we don't want to fight this right now. Good, okay. We're definitely going to want to clear a wave quickly. We have a ward down. We know exactly where they are. And good play. That was a well-timed jump. I can't body block for you. I can't. What are you doing? Oh, goodness gracious me. I can't body block Rom's shots that easily. If the Fafnir hadn't gone so hard on Olrun, he would not have died there. But that was an absolutely huge risk by the Olrun to take, and it's only because Rom ran out of his astral arrows that we pulled that off at all. Because I cannot body block for Olrun. It is impossible to body block, well, consistently body block Rom. I'm wondering if he's got allies coming in. It's possible. That's nice. Yep. I'm gonna slap this down here. Take care of this nice and quick. There we go. He got too greedy, didn't he? Although at the very least the tower got the credit, so they don't get anything for it. Interesting. Let me tank this. You're gonna get your attack speed slowed. You just got your attack speed slowed for no reason. My goodness. This Olrun is an absolute lunatic. Okay. We'll try and body block for you, but... Okay. This is not good news. I don't have much. Good enough. Nope. Oh, the Fafnir is so aggressive, though. For no reason. Again. Right, we gotta be careful about the Hun Batz. I was not expecting him quite at this point. But that's fair enough. What do you got? Okay. Boom. Nope. I was going to launch an attack, but I realized that was going to be a very negative experience. We don't have what we need at this point, health or mana-wise. I have my ult now, which is pretty big news. Very nice. Rom dies. He's way more important to grab than Fafnir anyways. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, I did not intend to steal that. It was not my intention. Very generous about it, though. I didn't think he was going to be low enough on health for a single auto attack from powerless little me to do that. I'm going to have to go back after this. I think Fafnir's going to rotate to mid pretty soon. Okay. So now we can get sovereignty. And I think well, between Ra and Fafnir. Fafnir's self-heal. There's definitely already a case for Pestilence, even right now. Oh, they're really diving him hard. Never mind, I guess I'm going over here to help him out. I'm kind of surprised that the Fafnir really is going this gung-ho on this. Again. I mean, yes, it worked out for now, but now he's stuck, and I have a Pele. Oh, Set's over here. Nice. We can get stuff done here. Never mind. You don't even need me. Okay, that worked out really nicely. Okay, you want this? That's fine. Absolutely. Take this by all means. You want this too? Yeah, let's take this. You seem to be doing very well. Which, normally, Set in the mid lane isn't a great idea. However, against mages like Ra who have no escape, it's actually really a great matchup, because Set only has to hit you with the sand dude, teleport to him, and basically, as long as he's got some way of slowing you down after the fact, you're golden. And of course, being hit by the sand dude slows you in the first place as well. So you're just basically golden. And there's not a whole lot of avenues that Ra's going to have to get away from Set in those circumstances. I was expecting the sand slap, but nope. Went for the Ring of Facade again, huh? Okay. I still think it's not exactly something you want to be building this early in the game, but to teach their own. That was the only way he was going to be able to get that Ra out of there. Okay. We're going to do this. I probably didn't need to die for Set there, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna die for... Oh, but Pele picks it up. Good enough, good enough. I'll accept that. I honestly made a mistake there. I stayed way too long. Oh, no problem. I overstayed badly on that one. When Set was out, I should have been trying to leave, but I stayed around to do some extra damage to Ra for no reason. There was no reason I needed to do that. It worked out, but that was not planned by any means. She just took advantage of the opportunity I created mindlessly without actually thinking about it. I mean, I could afford to do so. I had a kill for no reason, so I could afford to die there, but still, it would have been nice to not die, and I didn't need to die there. Can we do something with this? I just don't want him getting ganked. I'm just here to help, hopefully try to help him take this tower. Ah, yeah, I see it. I need to go back to mid. He went back. Okay, fair enough. I'm not going through their part of the jungle because that's going to probably get me killed if I'm caught out. Okay, now my next move. Hello. Let's see if we can get some free poke on you through minions. Not bad. You stood there and ate that. Nice. Very nice. Alright. Yeah, I don't know where Ra went, which is a bit of a concern. He's probably going for his damage buff, but I'm going to go over here and gank Ram just because I have a moment. The wave has got cleared pretty quick. He has a ward down, doesn't he? Yeah, he's got to have a ward down. Ra did just go for his damage. Okay. Okay. No, they did not. No, I'm not going to be able to catch up to him. His movement speed is too high. Is there anything I can do over here, though? Why are we all gathering in left jungle? Okay. I think we should be using it as bait. We're not even gonna need to. They're not paying the slightest bit of attention. Okay. Sure. Enemy team paid 0 attention to this. Alright. Excellent. Will they make that? Yeah, they made that. Okay. I was a bit concerned for a brief moment there. Wait a minute. Are they going to make that? Yes. Yes, they will. This is fine. Nice. Oh, Fafnir's over there. I gotta go. I don't think he's going to need my help for Hun Batz right now. He's ahead of the Hun Batz, for one thing. Keep fighting the good fight. Oh, he's ulting. Nice slap. Okay, just take the tower. I have my passive, so this is actually completely fine. Beautiful. That's what I love about this. You can tank tower to death and still be okay. I am going to want to go back, though, at that point. I need to finish Pestilence for the anti-healing that it's going to provide. I need to start also thinking about reducing enemy protections in some significant way. How do I want to run this? Well, first off, I should probably grab Breastplate of Valor for the cooldown reduction. Then I might go into... You know what would be really good would be Shogun's Kusari. Actually. Set has good autos, Pele has good autos, Ulrin has good autos. I think that would be actually a really strong pickup at this point in time. I think that would be the ideal method right now. The ideal item to pick up after I finish with Breastplate of Valor. I should have been defending mid lane, honestly, but oh well. Did he defend it? He somehow did it. That mad lad. The enemy team has surrendered. Okay. So what actually happened there? Let's talk about this, okay? Now, they still could have recovered. I want to put that out there right now. Would it have been easy? No. But I've seen uglier games be returned from. But I do want to talk very specifically about what specifically happened here, because this was mostly a series of matchups. Now, in the dual lane, Ulrin versus Rom is somewhat of an interesting matchup, because in the early game there, the Rom has the advantage. But once Ulrin starts to level up his wave clear and is able to clear the wave at a longer distance than Rom, then suddenly Rom is on the back foot, because he's now got to fight Ulrin and Ulrin's wave. So in the mid to late games, Rom is not at an advantage in that situation. As for the Fafnir versus Kumba matchup, that's mildly in favor of Fafnir, because he can stun Kumba out of the root. But there's not really any other specific interaction besides that, although there is the interesting play of when you notice someone getting buffed by Fafnir, putting them to sleep can really waste the buff a lot. So that's something that you should really keep in mind. So ultimately, there's a interesting kind of status quo between the two. Whether or not you consider Khumbakharna to have a mild advantage or Fafnir to have a mild advantage depends upon how you feel about Khumbakharna's root or Fafnir's attack buff. It really depends. King Arthur versus Odin. Yes, that is in favor of King Arthur, but not by a whole lot. Odin does have some ways of getting out of that, but King Arthur just has more ability use. King Arthur did make the interesting choice of going with the warding sigil, which is fairly interesting. But yeah. As for the Hun Batz versus Pele, Hun Batz is much better in the late game because he's got more of a team fight ult than Pele does. Although Pele does have the AoE knockup, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, unlike really... Well, it also doesn't have quite the same kind of powerful effect. A pop-up isn't quite as effective as a fear effect on a large area. So Hun Batz does have the advantage in specifically team fights, but Pele definitely has the early game advantage. She also can move a little faster than Hun Batz with her Lava Run, or whatever that's called, which allows her to be able to gank and farm a bit faster than he is. So in that specific aspect, he is at a decided disadvantage. But in terms of actual damage output, he's roughly equivalent to her. The only reason why technically the only real reason why he was ahead of her is because he really wasn't ganking a whole lot. He was primarily farming, whereas Pele was doing a lot of ganking. So that's why she technically was behind in level, despite having a better score. But the real linchpin matchup was the Set versus Ra. I mentioned this earlier in the match, but normally Set in the mid lane is not a great idea. Normally. But again, in this particular circumstance, you do have the benefit of Ra having no escape, so all Set has to do is plant a sand copy, have the sand copy dash through Ra, Ra's slowed, teleport to the sand copy, and start wailing on Ra. I mean, there's really nothing Ra can do about that. Maybe blind you for a brief second and try to inflict enough damage to kill you, but Ra was building Warlock Staff first, which normally is fine, but when your opposition is Set, even though Set was also building stacks, Set only needed 50 stacks compared to Ra's 100. So Ra wasn't even really getting a whole lot of benefit out of his items until starting up or finishing Spear of the Magus. So that's really a major part of what happened here. So, yeah. That's all I really want to say about this specific match. It was mostly a matter of this matchup, because once Set was able to dominate the mid lane, as you could see throughout the match, he was able to rotate to other lanes and start ganking kind of like a jungler, and very effectively at that. So we basically had two junglers, one of which just kind of semi-camped mid lane, and the other one was just free to roam wherever. Is basically what happened there. So, if that happens, it's very powerful and can be quite damaging to a team. So, that's what I really wanted to express specifically about this match. Thank you all very much for joining me. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, suggestions, requests, what have you, please leave them down in the comment section below. And if you like this, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, please ignore me, and have a great 24 hours.